What's good, YouTube? And welcome to the house for like the 5th time today. You ever have one of those days where you wish you just waited to do something and it turns out it would have been way better if you did? That's what I'm kind of feeling like with the Duelist Pack 20 cards. But apparently these Blackwings are supposed to blow my mind. So I'm pretty excited to get into them and read them. So let's go. It's only 3:24 in the morning. We've only done a full 7-hour live stream today and done 3 other videos on cards. Why not just one more? Let's hear 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 synchro. I gotta say, the art on these are really good. Blackwings is the last cards I kind of expected to be excited about, but it's supposed to be pretty darn good. Let's get into it. Duelist Pack 20, we've got Black Feather Full Armored Wing, aka Blackwing Full Armored Master. That is a cool name, and what a roundabout way. I'm kind of trying to look at him and see if I can see the resemblance. Not really, but let's get into it. He's a level 10 Dark Wing Beast, Synchro Effect Monster of Attack 3000 and a big booty at 3000 defense. Its materials take a Blackwing Tuner +1+, I think that's 1 or more, non-tuner monsters. So, achievable, pretty achievable in Blackwings. You synchro up a lot. And that first effect, unaffected by other card effects, instantly better than anything else released tonight. Right there, unless everything else is drawbacks. Including a remake of Crow's first original boss monster. Man, this is how you do some legacy support. This is what gets me going. Oh my gosh, I was like kind of down because everything tonight just kind of... Okay, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Each time a monster your opponent controls activates an effect, put a wedge counter on that monster when that effect resolves. So the effect has to resolve, but you can like, yeah, so it just gives it a counter. Third effect, once per turn, not during either player's turn, you can target one monster your opponent controls that has a wedge counter. Take control of it. Yeah, I wouldn't let that be during either player's turn. Wow. Alright, you're blowing my mind. Once per turn during your end phase, your end phase specifically, you can destroy all monsters on the field with wedge counters. I am thrilled. This is actually amazing, awesome. How ya do it? Legacy support. Unaffected by other card effects. You gotta kaiju me or beat me over. I am unaffected. Wow. Masterpiece, I guess, gets a boost from Diagram, but this is impressive. This is actually impressive. A 3000 attack position synchro, actually achievable in the deck. I like this. I like this a lot. Okay. How much better can it get? Blackwing, Samum, the Poison Winds. Alright, level 6, Dark Wing Beast, Effect Monster, attack 1600, defense 2000. Kind of lacking in the attack stats for a level 6. You can only use this card's name's effect once per turn. So hard once per turn. If you control no monsters, you can banish one other Blackwing monster from your hand, place one black Whirlwind directly from your deck to your spell and trap zone face up. Then you can either send this card from your hand to the graveyard or immediately after this effect resolves, normal summon this card from your hand without tributing a monster. Am I reading this right? Cyber Dragons get a joke of a Power Bond Searcher, but you get an actually viable Whirlwind Searcher. Then after you place it in the spell and trap zone, get this out. 1600 becomes way more understandable here. Alright. Still getting Gale all day. The Black Whirlwind placed by this effect is sent to the graveyard during the end phase, understandably so, and you take 1000 life points. You cannot special summon monsters from your extra deck for the rest of this turn except dark monsters. This is how you legacy support 101. Holy crap, a 1600 level 6 that can summon itself, giving yourself a new body that works directly with the Synchro monster, gets you your searching card that is so vital. I'm like, you know when your legs jiggling when you're excited? That's what's happening down here right now. This is pretty dang cool support. You get a unaffected by other card effects Synchro that actually has no drawbacks and all good effects, that can steal your opponent's monsters or destroy them all that have wedge counters. You get a Black Whirlwind Searcher that's viable, that normal summons itself despite being level 6 to give you that extra level that you might need to get there for the new card. Let's read this really pretty third card. It's a level 4. I'm gonna guess it's a tuner. BLACKWING, Oster the South Wind, level 4 Dark Wing Beast, tuner effect monster. Weird. It's almost as if they added the levels 6 plus 4, looked at the 10, and put them together. First effect, though, cannot be special summoned, is an interesting effect for it. So it's not like it's gonna be easy, is what you're telling me. When this card is normal summoned, you can target one of your banished level 4 or lower Blackwing monsters, special summon it in defense position. Alright, so it's an extender for the later game, or maybe if you Allure of Darkness. It's giving Allure synergy straight off the bat, here's my first thought. Allure of Darkness, put anything out there, summon this, bring it back, maybe you Synchro, maybe you Overlay, maybe you Link Summon, who knows, it's got potential. That wasn't a restriction. Number 2. You can banish this card from your graveyard to activate one of these effects. I like to hear this. So you've got to normal summon it. Cannot be special summon. But when you normal summon, you get an extra bonus, especially if you used Allure. Then you get a graveyard effect. Place black feather counters on one black winged dragon you control equal to the number of cards your opponent controls. Meh. Place as many wedge counters as possible on face-up monsters your opponent controls, max 1 each. That seems a lot better because that instantly turns on your Synchro. This is the level 4 for it. I wish there was a more accessible way. I don't think they needed to stop this from being special summoned, despite how broken that Synchro seems. What a good boss monster it is. Oh, yes, it is. It's such a good boss monster. Yes, it is. I am so happy with it. But realistically, what's the limit need here? Let me actually read our Synchro boy. That's Black Feather Dragon, right? Please ignore this deck. I know I've shown it all night. Black Feather, is it black? It's Black Wing Dragon? Black Wing. Winged. I knew there was something weird about its name. Alright, let's read our boy here. Real quick. Sorry, I'm alienating you guys by being on the Dueling Book layout without being on Dueling Book. So, here you guys go. Let's read together a little bit. If you would take damage from a card effect, place a black feather counter on this card. This card loses 700 attack for each counter placed on it. Once per turn, you can remove all black feather counters on this card and target a face-up monster your opponent controls. That face-up monster loses 700 attack for each counter you removed, and if it does, inflict damage equal to the attack. So kind of cheese damage / OTKs. It's not the best. It's not the worst. It's definitely doable. 2, 4, 6, level 8 Synchro. But the thing is like this works in tandem with one, so you already have to have it out and then normal summon this. No. I guess you Synchro from it and just use it from the graveyard. It's a graveyard effect, right? So you Synchro 4. It's giving you the option to Synchro 4 this and do massive damage. That's actually pretty cool. I do like that. And it's just Foolish Burial. A bull. So that if you really wanted to take that route, yes. But like, if you're just bringing back a level 4 you can Synchro with, that you'll learn. Excuse me. It's instant extra damage. But it's only equal to the number of cards your opponent controls. So the more cards, the more likely they have established things, the more likely they can actually deal with it. So if you're doing actually massive damage, you've got to deal with their stuff first, and then they've still got to have the cards on board. It's still kind of meh there. The wedge counters is a more exciting prospect, but this line really dampens this card. The other two, ooh, Synchro, 10/10. This level 6, 10/10. This is how you do support, in my opinion. What do you guys think? Out of everything tonight, the Blue Eyes cards, the Cyber Dragons with their Power Bond Searcher versus a Black Whirlwind Searcher, how do you feel about everything? I'm feeling pretty good. This does eat your normal summon, so you'd have to figure a way for an additional normal. That's not the hardest thing in the world with Seraph Knight, Access, etc. It's not like you're eating up your extra monster zone. Oh no, wait, you can't. It restricts your special summons, doesn't it? Except Dark Monster. So yeah, Seraph Knight, you can't do that. It's going to be interesting seeing people try to break this, and it's still 10/10 for me. Getting to search that out and then use it, there's probably things I'm not thinking of. Let me know in the comment section down below. I'm sure there's people way more experienced with Blackwings than me, since I haven't played them since I was topping regionals back in, like, what, 2011 with Blackwing Lightsworn, quote-unquote, where you just played Ladlin and Raiko and Charge as your Lightsworns. It's been a while.